In this episode of Food Service Worker, quick disclaimer though, gotta always get that out of the way. Short attention spans for y'all. This might not be the episode for you out there. There's gonna be probably a couple of these I'm about to do. It just did not make it super because it's a long, big issue. In fact, this video was something that was suggested that I try to do. I'm going to attempt to do this best as I can. Thus said, contraband in the facilities. This is a big epidemic in the Department of Corrections and in county facilities. So we have bad apples, unfortunately, who get manipulated by inmates, whether it's a CEO or a mental health facility person, a nurse, a teacher of some kind that comes in, even a chaplain of are notorious for this stuff too. People who work in food service, in fact, a lot of the times you will have a high chance that the kitchen facility is almost the main hub for every type of contraband that's going to be almost spread out through the whole entire facility. I hate to say it, but it's almost pretty much true because of the fact that it's one of the ways that you get it from point A to point B. So one guy gets it from someplace. You guy may have a guy who works in the outside grounds, and somebody does something, like, depending on where you are, for like, I know, like, I hate to say this, but try to keep it on the. It's bad. Some places I've worked at in the past, with this not name any places, I know their security is not the best, which means that I know that without a shadow of a doubt, people are able to walk a certain distance to get to these facilities and drop stuff off around the fence lines. Normally, you can leave it out there around the fence lines, right? Problem here is that you may have somebody who does outside grounds, like picking up trash or something like that. Maybe the guys who deal with, like, mowing the grass or picking up trash outside the facility. Even the things of, and I'll get back to the corrupt people in a minute, but because this is all over the place, with how to try to talk about this. But you have people who are assigned, inmates who are assigned sometimes outside grounding areas, who are assigned to pick up trash in the parking lots around the facility, pick up trash that's maybe inside of a trash can. So you may have somebody that comes over and just somehow have a burner phone, for example, because these inmates get burner phones. I mean, there's phones that are crazy enough that I've seen that were somehow the size of a mayonnaise packet. I don't know how that worked, but somehow there was a mayonnaise packet, literally a phone the size of a mayonnaise packet, that was used for a cell phone. Now, that's pretty impressive if you ask me. But there are cell phones out there on Amazon that are so small that, I hate to say it, if you put it up your ass, or for women, they're in the prison slang, they call it a Gucci pocket, or your prison pocket. You can get it into the facility, maybe. It just depends on the CO and the persons who actually take their jobs very serious. Sometimes stuff gets through. Happens. It's not their fault. Somehow it just gets in. Like, you have people who are now kind of within a distance of a drone that can fly over and just drop a care package somewhere around the yard of the facility for inmates who are outside grounds, or maybe going out to do something in the rec yard and stuff like that, and they find these packages and stuff like that. So that said, I mean, you got drones, you got people who could just leave it at somewheres on the ground, even on the inside. Inmates know the best places for somebody on the outside to put it at. Hey man, can you put it in a trash can? It's gonna, you put it maybe to the front lobby. My bro will be down there, you know, to pick up the trash. So just put it in a bag that has something on it, like some type of key clue, something like that, you know, on a burner phone, because they can't do this on what they have in their facility phones, because obviously those phones are recorded and monitored. Thus why a cell phone that's brought into the facility either by a corrupt CO who is trying to make some extra cash because maybe he has financial or she has financial problems, or just has big how would you say, big expenses, like designer handbags, she has to get her hair done, nails done, all that stuff. So these inmates will actually caress you into trying to get you to bring something in, whether it's drugs, tobacco, cell phone, anything that they think they might be able to get you to bring in that will make them some money, and they will tell you that you will make some money. They will pay you. Now, it's not BS. I'm telling you straight up. I've had inmates in the county and in Department of Corrections already try that crazy stuff with me. You gotta shut that down. The minute they try to tell you that it ain't gonna fly like that, you ain't down with it. Because I'm telling you now, I've already seen firsthand, and this is no lie, firsthand. I worked in county and Department of Corrections. I worked with females, and I hate to say it, females seem to have the biggest problem with being taken advantage of by the inmates. Maybe it's something with them having a hard time finding a guy in the real world, and these guys seem to make you think that they're your best buddy. And I can tell you now that I was working with a female, and during my orientation and my training there, our instructor warned us that these guys were like that. And she said she couldn't even believe why anybody would do the stuff that they do. Like, why would you do that? There was an example of, a while ago, a corrections officer, female, helped 2 inmates escape from a facility. And obviously, it makes you wonder why somebody would do something like that for her. Obviously, she was in love. Somehow these inmates manipulated her. And it will happen, dude. I guarantee you that if you're thinking about that, let me just tell you this now. If you get a job, whether you're a food service worker or you are somebody that's going to be working in the county facility or Department of Corrections, if you even feel that you're about to make a big mistake like that, and you just made a deal with the devil, and that, I mean, is the inmate, your best bet is now is at the end of your shift to hand in your badge and don't return to the facility. That's the way I look at it. Don't even return to the facility, because if you do, I can guarantee you that it's only a matter of time before your ass is going to be canned. I guarantee it. You can think that it won't happen, but look at the inmates. Look at the inmates. They did this shit they did, and they're in there. People don't think that they're going to not get away with shit. Like, literally, if the inmates were going to get away with the crimes they committed, they wouldn't have got caught in the first place. People who are good at what they do, they don't get caught. But I guarantee you, you're going to slip. One of them CEOs is going to catch you. The camera's going to catch you. The body scanner's going to catch you. Somebody's going to catch you doing it. And if it's an inmate, let me tell you something. The inmates will sell your ass out. They will sell you out. The inmates are still going to lose. In the end, they're still going to lose. But your ass, if you're lucky, if you're damn lucky, you might not serve jail time or prison time. You might just get your ass kicked out of the facility and never be allowed to work there again. But on a worst case scenario, your ass is probably going to do some time and you're going to lose your freedom over some shit you think is a game. I can guarantee you, okay, I am not bullshitting. You'll find out yourself, because here's the way I look at it. Reality here. You are definitely can sit here and tell me you won't do it. But if it's destined for you to do it, you will 100% do it. But I'm telling you now that if the minute you even fuck up and you telling me that you're going to do something for them special, you start bringing them guys in any shit, anything. Your own damn food, your own damn bottles of water, your own drinks, anything. And your ass is owned by them. 100%, and that's how it's going to start. Before you know it, listen, people you can't make this shit up. I'm telling you now. I've seen females bringing in freaking vape pens for inmates. I've seen them bringing in tobacco into the kitchen facility, right? And I can tell you now, the one lady, she got out before she got her ass canned. And let me tell you something. You know how we knew? Because the inmates were telling us. That's why. Even the dang inmates in there were telling us, ratting on their own friends. Like, I wouldn't say friends, but their own, like, inmates. Like, these guys are snitches. They snitch on their own, like inmates. They snitch on each other, dude. They will sell each other out so they don't have to get in trouble, man. I'm telling you that right now. I can't stress this enough. Like, it literally can't stress this enough that people will do that, man. And the females are notorious. I hate to say it. Women, I guarantee you the only way that you're probably going to get shit into the facility is probably shoving it up into your vaginal canal. If you like to stretch yourself out really good and prep that stuff way up in there to bring it in there, because only other way that you're going to get that shit in there is hoping that they don't check around your vaginal area or around your boobs. Because let me tell you something, man. Chances are, though, when you do get caught, and trust me, your ass is gonna get caught, but you can go right on ahead and believe it won't happen to you. But I can tell you now that I've already seen it firsthand. You don't have to worry about listening to me. You'll be sitting in a damn prison cell looking back at this video thinking, yeah, he was fucking right. I can't believe it, man. And you'll be crying your ass all the way in handcuffs when they handcuff your ass outside the facility, because chances are the Department of Corrections can't arrest most people in there, civilians, but they'll definitely have the county police waiting for you outside the gates to welcome you into their patrol car if they have solid proof that you did bring that stuff in and give it out to an inmate. So, thus said, this is to be continued on Contraband, though. But I'm telling you now, the Contraband stuff is real. I mean, DCOs are in a constant battle with having to deal with this stuff coming into facilities, and it is a problem, man. Because let me tell you something. When you bring something like a cell phone into the facility, you are endangering the lives of everybody in there now. Because these guys now, when they have a cell phone, they don't have to worry about it being recorded. And that means that if they want to put a hit out on somebody in the facility that has family on the outside, because of you, their family is now probably going to become victims. And it's all because a cell phone gets brought into the facility. Here's the other thing too, right? Drugs is another issue too when it comes to that, man. People think marijuana's not a big deal, but in reality, that becomes a problem too in the facility, because with drugs comes the power too, by the way. Whoever has the drugs has the power, because they're able to get certain things that they want, certain things they need with those drugs. Because let's face it, the guys in prison and in the county, not so much in the county, but in prison, they need a way to cope with the days that they have in there. So being high half the time is some way that they cope. So when they got stuff like that, they're willing to do certain things to make certain things happen so that they can get that. So you're becoming part of the problem when you introduce that stuff into the facility. So that said, we're going to wrap up here with this episode of Contraband and do a follow-up video with more related stuff to Contraband, so that y'all can understand that stuff, man. A lot of people don't realize how big of a deal that stuff like that is in those facilities. And like I said, I didn't even cover half of it, man, because I completely went into a rant of stuff. But I'm just saying, you'll find out the hard way if you bring that in there. I'll see you all in another episode somewhere down the road about Contraband, but this video was something that was suggested that I cover, and I did an attempt on that, so we'll have to work on that whole thing. In the meantime, though, I think my phone battery on my Obama phone is about ready to die, and not only that, but it's 2:30 in the morning, and I still gotta go to work today, so I'm not gonna get much nappy time because of that.